It is an era of turbulence, a time of uncertainty. The world is changing. Kingdoms emerge and prepare for war. Welcome to Fantasia.
Greetings and salutations, everybody. My name is Klautos, and welcome back to Fantasia, the series where I am building an epic fantasy world all by myself. And in the last episode, we did that. We're in the Dwarven Kingdom, and the reason why we did that is because, you know, these Minecraft default mountains are just meh. So, you know, what did we do? You know, we built a fucking mountain, no big deal, and and here we are. So since the last episode, it's been a while, and I'll tell you why it's been a while in just a little bit. But since the last episode, we hit 2,000 subscribers on the channel, and thank you guys very much. You were awesome, destroying the subscribe button and all that stuff. I really appreciate you guys. I can't even express it enough. So today, we're gonna do something a little special. And I said, hey, you know, ask me some questions for all the new folks on the channel. You know, whatever, I don't care. I don't care what the question is. You can ask me anything. I prefer questions that aren't about me, though. I like to answer silly questions and give silly answers, and we got a few of those, and we got some regular questions too, but it's all good. We're gonna get them answered. However, before we do that, I realized that in the last episode, we did not do the question of the day, the comment of the day. So in this episode, there will be 2 comments of the day, and we're going to check those out over in the Wizard Tower right now. Alright guys, we're here at the Wizard Tower, and you know, I really want to get the inside of it done so that I can actually walk up into the tower, but there's nothing there. So for now, we just fly on up here, and this is where we keep the comments of the day. I figured the Wizard Tower is a good place for that because, you know, he's a wizard, and he can communicate with people from other universes. So yeah, so let's do this. Got to make sure I don't delete the book. It happens sometimes. So let's see, we go there, and then we go there. Now we have a copy of it. Hooray. Okay, so the first one is going to come from chapter 57, which was 2 episodes ago. Afnan Hussein says, just an idea, but in case you run out of ideas to fill up space in the kingdom, how about adding a cemetery, a place where members of the royal family or guards are buried? Your videos are amazing, and I wish I found you sooner. Well, thank you very much, Afnan, for the comment. And we will have a cemetery in the human kingdom. It's not going to go under the castle. It's probably going to be around the cathedral. We do have a big cathedral to build, and probably underneath there, I'm going to build a crypt, kind of like the one that I built on the realm of Vasten. If you want to see that one, I will leave a link in the description. Maybe I'll leave a little bing right there up in the corner so you can check it out there. But something kind of like that, I think, would fit really well in the human kingdom as their sort of crypt. However, not really that much of a scale, because the human kingdom is meant to be historically accurate. So the crypt is probably going to be a little smaller in scale. I'm also going to do similar architecture to that in the Dwarven Kingdom. That is to that scale, because they're dwarves, you know. Yeah, so lots of stuff going on there. Thank you very much for the comment. I appreciate it. Let's go to the next one, which is from the last episode, chapter 58. Ricky Neo says, could you do a vampire den, which could be under the human kingdom somewhere? Another comment about the human kingdom. I like these. About a vampire den, I am going to be building a, an undead kingdom, a kingdom of the undead. And that will be its own kingdom. And there's going to be vampires there and skeletons and, just undead stuff. Mostly vampires and skeletons and zombies, stuff like that. I'm really looking forward to doing that one. But I have so many kingdoms to build, I don't know when I'm going to get to it. But a vampire den in the human kingdom really wouldn't make sense. However, in the human kingdom, we are going to have all the guilds. We're going to have, Thieves Guild, Mages Guild, Fighters Guild, kind of like how Skyrim does their kingdoms and stuff. As well as a few other guilds that I might add in there on my own. Not that I'm modeling my stuff after any Skyrim builds, but you got to have guilds, right? You got to have guilds. You got little clubs, for people to congregate in and stuff. So so that's that. Thanks for your comment. I really appreciate it. So now we are here. I think there are several questions here that were asked because of the 2,000 subscriber milestone, and I think what I'm going to do is do a bit of a tour of the world, but I'm not really going to talk about the world. I'm just going to answer the questions and maybe, show some of the world a little bit. So let's jump into that right now. All right, guys. Question number 1 comes from Derek K. Kahalelakai. I hope I pronounced that sufficiently, Derek. Derek asks, how much more do you need to do before your texture pack is finished? And the answer to that is a ton. I got all of the major blocks done first. So the grass blocks, dirt blocks, gravel, all the different stone, different kinds of stone variants, things like that. Wood planks, all those basics are pretty much done. But I still haven't done any of the items. I haven't done armor. I haven't done any of the, I haven't done the workbench. I did the chest, but in 1.15, they changed the texture map of the chest. So some of the textures are upside down. Some of them are even mirrored. I don't know. I can't make sense of it. I have the map and I look at it and I tried to just convert my texture to it and it wasn't making sense. That's something I need to do. Anyway, I'm rambling, but I still have a lot to do. I've got a lot of the foliage done, but I still have a ton. All these new nether blocks from the nether update I have to do. There's so much work to be done, but the pack is playable, and for all overworld type stuff, most of those textures are done, and there's very few default textures left in the overworld as far as your basic easy blocks to get are concerned. So anyway, thanks for the question, Derek. Number 2 comes from K1 Nick, and Nick asks, where do you see yourself in 5 years? My answer is celebrating the 5th anniversary of you asking me this question, Nick. That's my little Mitch Hedberg joke right there. Honestly, in 5 years, by that time I'll have my degree and I'll have a better job, or maybe I'll have 1 million subscribers and I can just do this full time. Who knows? Anyway, thanks for the question. The next one comes from Funda Plays Games, and I really love this question. He asks 2 questions, and I took a screenshot and I mixed them together and I don't have it in front of me, but the first one is, why do birds suddenly appear? I guess when I'm near, they just show up because they just love me so much. And also, when someone says stop, how do you tell if it's hammer time, in the name of love, or time to collaborate and listen? It always confuses me. Well, you've come to the right place, Funda. If somebody says stop, you can tell if it's hammer time if they are wielding a hammer. Especially if they're running at you with it. I would just drop what you're doing. In the name of love, if that's what time it is, then I don't know. I can't really elaborate on that one too much. and I think it's always a good time to collaborate and listen, you know? So, yeah. Sorry I failed at answering that question, but I appreciate it. The next one comes from Andy Days, and he says, I have a question. Have you considered a sideline in voiceover work? I think you would suit a scary movie voiceover. And absolutely yes, I would love to do voiceover work. I've done it in the past. I've done voice acting, and I did a commercial, actually a couple of commercials, doing different voices, not just my own voice, but I do impressions, and I do different accents and things like that, and different dialects, and I'm a sound guy. Sound is a really interesting thing to me. I love the way that different people can communicate in the same language but sound completely different. That always fascinated me, like accents, different people's accents and stuff. I've always been fascinated by that, and how like they pronounce words completely differently, but we can still understand them. I've just always been a big fan of I've always just enjoyed the different ways that people speak. That's all. So, and yeah, I would love to do a scary movie voiceover. That would be so much fun to do. I would love to do that. Anyway, thanks for your question. The next one comes from Conniption Fit, and he says, Tool 46 and 2 or Snuff by Slipknot. Now, I gotta say, this one was kind of easy for me to answer, and I'm going to go with Tool 46 and 2. The reason why, now, when it comes to Tool versus Slipknot, I enjoy listening to Slipknot more. I like them better. However, I'm going to go with Tool 46 and 2 because I do like Tool as well. And 46 and 2 it's one of those classic Tool awesome songs. I mean, Einema was an amazing album from start to finish. I mean, and yeah, so everything on that album is awesome. Snuff, I gotta say one thing about Slipknot. I love the first album. I love the second album, Iowa. But they kind of lost me in the third album. They lightened up a little bit. They didn't seem to have the same kind of anger and strength in their music. They lightened up a bit. It started sounding like Stone Sour, and Snuff is definitely sounds more like Stone Sour than Slipknot. So I'm not really a huge fan of that song because it's like, it's not metal, and I just no. So I got to go with Tool. Thanks for the question. The next one comes from Avalar. The most important question of all, pineapple on pizza. Also, big congrats on the achievement. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And you know what? I love pineapple on pizza. And I don't care what anybody says. All right? Pineapple's amazing. Pizza's amazing. Boom. Splice them together and it's just joy. It is taste bud joy. And I love it. But really, there are very few things you could put on pizza that make pizza taste bad. Maybe anchovies, but then again, anchovies even are okay if you just put an anchovy on. But a lot of times, if you get like anchovies on a pizza at like a pizza place, they'll dump the anchovies straight out of the can all over the pizza. So all that juice that was in the can, that's the nasty stuff that makes the pizza taste like shit. And so that, no, but if you take out one anchovy and put it on, it's actually not bad, guys. Try it. Don't let them dump the whole can on with all the juice and nasty stuff, but try just one bite. Take one anchovy, put it on the pizza, take a bite, and you tell me if it isn't good, okay? Thanks for the question. Much appreciated. Foxy Monoxide says, I asked him, I asked everybody, for the 2,000 episodes, I'm going to do, a little Q&A, whatever, because, they're fun every once in a while. And Foxy says, can I vote for more hot chili eating on camera instead? And the answer to that is no. Maybe when I hit 5,000 subscribers, I'll do more hot peppers, but if you don't know what she's talking about, when I hit 200 subscribers, I ate hot peppers while building in Minecraft, and I had the face cam on. That's the only time you'll see my face, guys. I'm not a big fan of face cam. I don't like putting my face all on the YouTube. Anyway, no. Serious question though, what is your favorite thing about content creating and what keeps you motivated? My favorite thing is that I get to create and be creative. And I've said this many times on my channel, I'm a huge fan of fantasy and the medieval period and, things like that. And so, I kind of think that I was born in the wrong time period, I should have been born in the Middle Ages. But, I was born here, so, I'll just build those things in Minecraft instead. But that keeps me very much motivated because I love immersing myself in fantasy worlds, whether it's books or TV shows or movies or Minecraft. I really enjoy it. I enjoy the atmosphere. And I have so many projects in Minecraft that I want to do, so many kingdoms I want to build, that it is impossible to become demotivated because there's so much I still want to do. This is episode 49. I still feel like I'm only just getting started. I'd like to put out videos more frequently. However, these take a long time to produce because not only do I have to build, I also have to do, the intros and the editing and all that stuff. So it's a while. I wish I could do them every day. But hey, maybe when we hit 100,000 subscribers or 200,000, maybe then I could, do this full time by then. I mean, who knows? And then I'll be able to produce a lot more content. But yeah, that's what keeps me motivated. Just being able to create and share my creations with you guys. And I'm super thrilled that 2,000 of you, actually we're past that. Since then, we've I think we're at like 2,115 at the time of recording this video. So we're already over 100 more subscribers past the 2,000. Man, you guys are awesome. But yeah, the thought that you guys enjoy what I'm building and what I'm doing here just brings me so much joy. And that's the real inspiration, is that, I feel like what I'm doing is appreciated. So anyway, thank you very much for the question, Foxy. The next one comes from Drunk Bobo. If you could choose 3 historical and or famous people to sit down and have a few drinks with, who would they be? Oh, and this is probably the most difficult question on the list. So I had to write down my answers. And even I picked 3 historical figures who are no longer alive, because if it came to people who are alive, the list would be way too long. So number one would have to be Jesus. I would love to be able to sit down, have a drink with the Lord, and just talk to him and learn from him. I think that would be amazing. That would be the best. Number 2, I would have to say Nikola Tesla, because he is one of my favorite scientists of all time. Super smart guy, and just his story is amazing, his life story. If you don't know much about Nikola Tesla, go look him up and learn about him. He was a really, really fascinating guy. And, for that matter, I'm going to go ahead and squeeze Elon Musk in here as well, because I'm a big fan of Elon Musk as well, and he named his company after Nikola Tesla. Number 3 would have to be Leonardo da Vinci, because he's one of the smartest people ever to walk the planet. Phenomenal artist, phenomenal engineer and scientist, and just his brain was interested in so many things, kind of like mine. So I would love to sit down and have a drink and talk to Leonardo da Vinci as well. Some honorable mentions, people who are alive today that I think just kick ass at life, and I would love to talk with them. It's a very long list, but I narrowed it down to a few. Jack Black, Christopher Walken, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Ron Paul, Metallica, John Petrucci, Joe Satriani, Steve Vai. So my guitar heroes, right? I would love to just, having beers with any of them would be amazing. So, thank you very much for the question. Next one comes from Lady Beckzilla, and she asks, how much research do you put into your builds / making them more historically accurate? I don't really research them all that much. Before I started the series, I watched a lot, and actually before I started the Human Kingdom, I watched a lot of videos and stuff about the medieval period, and a really good resource for that is Shadiversity. I've given him a shout on my channel before, and his channel is just a wealth of knowledge about the medieval period and architecture and, things like that. So yeah, as far as making it historically accurate, that's his channel's a really good source for learning about the period. But as far as like general inspiration for the kingdoms and stuff, I always revert back to the books that I've read. Lord of the Rings books, Sword of Shannara, all the Shannara books, stuff like that. When I would read those books, I would see kingdoms in my head as they were described in the book. And it was nice because it was my own version of what it looks like, So a lot of times I'll revert back to those memories in my head from when I read those books. And it's like, yeah, I want to build that, So yeah, thanks for the question. Next one, and this is the last one, comes from Sunfire, and he says, would you consider face cam for 7 Days to Die so we can slowly see the descent into madness as the Horde Knights approach? No. No. I don't think so. I don't really like putting my face on this channel all over I don't really want to start doing that. However, maybe if the 7 Days to Die series gets big enough and popular enough, and I don't know, maybe one day in the future we could do that as sort of a milestone. We'll do a face cam Horde Night. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section, okay? When it's a Horde Night, should I turn the face cam on? But then again, it's not just the Horde Knights that are scary. I mean, most of the time I'm just, picking them off from up there, so I don't know. I don't know that it would really be that, wonderful to have my face on the screen. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments section if I should do face cam on 7 Days to Die videos. I'm open to the possibility, but not totally on board with it. Anyway, so yeah, that's it for the questions. Let's go now. I have something that I need to show you guys. It's something a little special. And here we are in the Human Kingdom. Now you might notice immediately something is amiss. And what is it? What is this giant monstrosity, you ask? Well, here's the thing about this world. I began this world in 1.12, back when customized terrain was a thing. I came up with a really cool algorithm that allowed our world to have more epic mountains and stuff in it. Still not as epic as the one I built over in the Dwarven Kingdom, but better than the Minecraft default generation. Taller, more majestic mountains, right? Every update since 1.12, 1.13, 1.14, 15, 16, updating this world has always been a pain because of that, because it's still, my world was still like listed as a, custom world, because that's just how I created it, and there's no way to get rid of that designation. And it was something that I had to deal with every update, and I just got tired of it. And 1.16, it was a bigger deal than ever before. So I got rid of the entire Fantasia world, and I started a new one with a new seed, and I turned on large biomes. And so we're basically in a new world. And what I did was I took all the builds from Fantasia and I brought them into this world. They're all in the same places relative to each other, but the biomes are different. Now before, on the original Fantasia world, look at this, we got this nice mountain here. We've got some mountains right there kind of surrounding the kingdom now. And now, instead of all that swamp, remember how much swamp that world had? It was all over there. It was nothing but swamp and swamp over there. There's so much of it. And I hate the swamp. So this one, look at that forest. There's a forest right there, right? And there's our little platform, right? Now, you can't tell where I pasted it in. You know why? Because I am such a wizard at terraforming. This was all just flat, like when I pasted this in, this was all flat, so I had to terraform it to make it look natural. And I think I did a pretty good job. You can't even tell, really. I did a good job. Come on, let me toot my horn right there. So yeah, and I went all the way around, and I made the edges seamless. Like you can't even tell where I pasted it in. And so what I have to do now is I need to go to every kingdom. And by the way, here's the kingdom. You can kind of see the tree line here where I disguised the line a little bit. But I did some terraforming. It's actually smoother than it looks here. But yeah, so we have these mountains back here. I had to terraform these and like this all up in here. And I think it looks pretty good. It's kind of nestled in the side of these mountains and sort of around up in here. I like it. So the kingdom is, originally it was going to stretch out this way. Now it's going to be more stretching out over here to sort of occupy all of this, I think. And we'll have a wall going all the way around the entire kingdom. I think that'll be really cool. Well, probably not this. I think some of the kingdom is also going to be on the mountain. Where is it? Where's the mountain? That mountain there. We're going to have like, what do you call them? Like houses and stuff all up on the mountainside. I think that'll be really, really cool to put in here in this kingdom. So, yeah, let me fly on over here, and so you guys can see what it looks like now. It's a little bit different, and the seed for this world is Fantasia with a capital F, and I have large biomes turned on. Okay, so if you wanna play in this world yourself, that's what it is. The original world had just a random string of numbers, and that's what I was playing in, and I didn't like that seed because there's a lot of swamps. So yeah, so we got all this looking nice, looking smooth. Maybe a bit too much dirt here. I don't know. We'll change that later. It doesn't really matter. And yeah, so now we have this mountain range here, and since large biomes is turned on, the mountains don't end right there. They go. It's a long mountain range, which is nice. Yeah, so let's go. Let's go. I want to show you guys sort of where the kingdoms are in this world, because you know, when I built them in the first world, I picked their locations based on the biome and the terrain there. Now here, when I pasted everything in, they're all in the same spots relative to each other. Okay, I didn't move them, but they're just planted in a different world. So the gnome kingdom is in a plains biome, okay, and it should be in a dark oak biome. So I'm thinking about taking the gnome kingdom and moving it. You can actually do that using World Edit. You can create a schematic of this entire thing, all of these chunks, and I can just come over here and paste it down here into this dark oak biome. And then the Goblin Kingdom, I got pretty unlucky with this one because there are no mountains in sight. So I think what I'm going to do with the Goblin Kingdom is come down here to these mountains, maybe farther south, and because I don't want them to be very close to the humans. I mean, they really need to be kind of far. So, but they also need to be close to the Gnome Kingdom. So I need to scout around and figure out where I need to put those. We did get lucky with the Wizard Tower. It showed up in a, you know what, let's just go here. I'll show you guys what it do. I haven't terraformed around all of the builds. Just I did this one and I did the Human Kingdom. And that's it. So this one, you remember how we used to have those, you know, giant funky looking mountains sticking up. I kept a couple. I kept this one, I kept that one because I didn't want this to be the only thing. So, and I might build something else up here in the future. That's why I wanted that there, because I really like this. I actually terraformed this in the old world. But if you come around here, you can't tell where I pasted it in. Look at that, it's totally seamless. Like, I know where it is. and it's not where you think it is. I promise you that. So if we come all the way around, actually, let me go to spectator. Game mode, spectator, so we can fly a little more quickly. Yeah, everything is smooth, and it looks like this just generated in the world. And if you're looking at this and thinking, oh, hey, there's a flat thing, that's where you pasted it, wrong. That's natural generation right there. So, yeah, this whole thing looks very, very smooth and seamless, and I love it. I love it. So, the downside of doing this, making a new world, is that I lose all of my epic mountains that were generated before 1.13. But, you know, I really don't care, because building a mountain in World Edit, I've done it so many times now. Because, you know, I had to do it around the Human Kingdom. I did the Dwarven Castle, and I also have a testing world where I play around with World Edit stuff. I mean, if I want mountains, I could just build a mountain or a mountain range, and it really won't take all that long. So yeah, so I'm fine getting rid of my custom terrain. So here's the Wizard Tower and the mountain that it is on. So we kept that, and it looks wonderful. So, let's see, yeah, so we terraformed the Wizard Tower, so that is fine, that's done. The Human Kingdom is done. I want to do a little bit more maybe to clean up some of like this side and over here, but I do like all of this. So maybe a little cleanup there, but that's pretty much done. So let's go to the Dwarven Kingdom. I got lucky with this one, because look at this. It's in a mountain biome. Oh, I got lucky. Oh, that's perfect. It's even better than it was in the old world. Let's go over here and we'll check it out. So we'll teleport. Boom. And let's see, where are we? Here we are. Yeah, see? Now, I started to regenerate some of these mountains, and I'm going to see how far in this will go. So if I go game mode, creative, and I don't want to cut off any of that, but if we go chunk regen, we'll see how far in this mountain goes, okay? And it should be, yeah, see, it comes in like that. So I'm going to slowly piece this mountain back together by regenerating the chunks. I'm going to be very careful not to destroy anything we built here. And so all of this is going to be gone. All of this, you know, stuff from the previous world is all going to be gone. I'm going to take it all out. I'm going to go right up to this river. So the river's going to stay. The river that surrounds this mountain is going to stay. Everything outside the river, I'm going to regenerate the chunks, and then I'm going to smooth it all down. And then this will be complete. Now, these things take a long time to do, and this is why it's been so long since the last episode of Fantasia. Alright, so bear with me. It'll probably be a while before the episode after this, because I want to get all of these terraformed in, get them all done and ready to go, so that in the next episode we can get right back to building our kingdoms. So that, let's see, the Valley of Patrons, I got kind of lucky, because this also spawned in a mountains biome. Right? So very similar to the Dwarven Kingdom. This one shouldn't be as tricky because it's the same biome, and I could just sort of smooth it around the edges, and that'll be fine. The Gnome Kingdom, I need to move, find a place for it, but yeah. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much for hitting that subscribe button and getting this channel to over 2,000. I am so thrilled. You guys are amazing, and I love you forever for it. So if you guys enjoyed the video, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. And subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope to see you guys in the next chapter of Fantasia, and until that time, be excellent to each other, and farewell.